Hi, I'm Sandy Leah with Emmanuel Community as we continue to celebrate aging. Now, normally we film this segment of our program on location at Emmanuel Community. However, today you may have noticed that behind me I have pieces of pottery, and we have actually moved out to film at a local pottery gallery here in the area. And we're actually at the home of Mary Lobbs, and I'm sure some of you know who Mary is. She is a very popular potter, I believe she refers to herself as, here in the Detroit Lakes area. And now you might wonder why I'm here. Well, actually, just around the corner is the month of June, and that is the month that Emmanuel Community celebrates Art for the Ages. And I know a lot of you in the community have participated and also attended our Arts for the Ages, and I would like to invite you today to our event, which is coming up on June 10th. The event will be at the Forest Conference Center at Emmanuel Community, and it begins at 3 in the afternoon until 6. And this year, the reason we're at Mary Lobbs' studio is because our featured and theme art is going to be pottery. You might have guessed that by now. So Mary Lobbs will be one of the featured artists at the event, as well as Jim Ulmer, and I know a lot of you know Jim in the area. He's also a very popular potter. And we will also be featuring one other main artist who happens to be an employee of the Emmanuel Community, and her name is Melvina Gross. Now, Melvina does not do pottery, but she does some absolutely beautiful artwork through her painting. And so we're going to be featuring Melvina as well. And you might wonder how we're going to feature these artists. Well, during the event, every year usually we have a silent auction, and this year that is not our main goal, is to have the silent auction. We will actually have a live auction this year with Tom Clevey as our auctioneer, and we will live auction a piece of Mary Lobbs pottery, as well as Jim Ulmer and Melvina Gross. So we will have a live auction. Now, how this kind of started this year was with an activity during our Celebrate Aging Week, and our residents were able to paint their own pottery by means of a local business in the area. Becky Sletto has a business called the Clayground Paint Your Own Pottery. And Becky brought over pottery for our residents to paint this year. So they enjoyed painting pieces like vases and bowls. And those pieces will also be featured at the event this year on display. So, and we are also, would like to show you a poster of the residents. And maybe we can zoom into this, but this is a picture of one of the residents' hands painting their own pottery, which it's just a beautiful photo taken by Rita Arola, one of our staff members. And these will be posted by all the entrances at Emmanuel, and we do invite our family and friends, if they would like to display any of their artwork at the event this year, to go ahead and bring those pieces in. Now, we don't intend to auction them off, but we will put them on display. So, but I wanted to be sure to show you this because it's so beautiful. Even looking at her hands, the art of her hands is just gorgeous. And then also this year, as I said, here's another poster with the information on for the event, but it will be from 3 to 6. Our dietary department will, of course, create wonderful food like they always do. And for those of you who attended last year, we were able to enjoy salmon, and I believe we're having salmon again this year. So thanks to them, we'll have some wonderful appetizers and as well as wine. We usually serve wine at the event. And then also I would like to mention that we will be featuring some local musicians with hopefully playing their CDs during the art show this year. So we are celebrating art and artists in our area, and we're going to be talking with Malvina Gross this morning, and we'll also be looking at how someone actually throws pottery. And I think I said that right, but I hope you can make it to the event this year on June 10th at the Forest Conference Center at Emmanuel Community. Joining me today is Malvina Gross, and Malvina is one of our employees at Emmanuel Community, and thanks for joining me, Malvina.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and so Malvina is going to be one of our featured artists at the event this year, and you did bring with a couple of your paintings. I see. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your artwork, Malvina, and maybe when you got started painting?
Okay. Well, I started painting at 13. I lived up the street. I'm neighbors with Val Voigt, so Val Voigt taught me my first painting at 13, and I just kind of would go down to her house every day pretty much to learn how to paint, and she'd teach me little new techniques every time I'd go down there. So it's just been kind of like throughout the years learning how to paint and learn new techniques as well.
Okay, so that's great. So Val, and I know Val, and I'm sure a lot of people in the community also know Val. So now, do you mainly paint with oil? That's what I mean.
My favorite medium is oil. I do paint acrylic and watercolor as well, but my favorite overall would be my oil painting as well. I would choose that over anything else.
Okay. Is there a reason why you choose oil?
It's more forgiving. It lets me move the paint better and faster without drying. As the difference, acrylic dries faster, watercolor dries even faster, and oil just kind of lets me move it wherever I want it to go. So.
Okay, well, I'm not a painter, but I'm pretty sure I'd probably need to paint with oil. Unless I use like that, hand paint that you just smear around, or the sponges. So the oil is what you prefer to paint with. And do you mainly paint scenery? Because that's what I'm seeing in your artwork. I
do mainly paint scenery. I would like to broaden my horizons and paint, animals and people and stuff, but I haven't been able to achieve that ability yet, so it's a work in progress. Okay,
and we are featuring you along with a couple of the potters in the area at our art event this year. So I want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to showcase your art, as well as an Emmanuel employee, and a very good one at that. So we appreciate that, Malvina. And during the art event, you'll also have an area set up where you'll be working on a piece of artwork. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Well, we look forward to seeing you at the art event, and of course, as well as everyone else. So.
All right, well, thanks for having me.
You bet.